inactive as that comes out at approximately 11:30. But want to do what I always do at the very beginning of the show, which is ask for your participation in the show, right? We're independent media, 100% supported by you guys. So there is no one else out there that is credentialed on the field pregame covering your home team like Charlotte Vibe. So just ask that you help us continue to grow by supporting us with your super chats if you're able to do so. That's free. I'm sorry, that is not free, but your super chats help us do what we do, pay the bills around here, but also free things that you can do to help support the channel and keep us growing. Like the videos. Just please get in the habit of liking the video each time you see us come on. Comment on the video as well. If you have a comment, those things help. That's it. Subscribe, right? Our next goal we're trying to get to is 15,000 subscribers. So if you could help us do that, I would greatly, greatly appreciate your support in doing so. So just want to make sure that everything is good here. We got up to an hour-long show prepared for you today. Got some special treats. Have a second camera for you guys lined up today. So as I can, I will share with you some of the action that is going on around and behind me as well. So again, I think that's worth a like. That's worth a subscription because you can't get that anywhere else. So I want to do a few things. Let me go ahead and give a few shout-outs because that's something that's hard to do once we get going. You guys scare me, can anyone hear? I should be extremely loud and clear. But let me give a few shout-outs before we get going because once this show starts rolling, it's going to be hard for me to glance at the comments. But Omar Tillman, what's going on? T. Green, who says she is going to come on the show at some point soon here. So, T. Green, I'm looking for you. Timothy Lott says he's having sound problems. We look all loud and clear on all levels, Timothy. So, I don't know what else you may want to check, but I also appreciate you guys letting me know because you are my eyes. We got Mr. Clean, Charlie, Judith, Eric Blair, and oh my goodness. Let me just go ahead and do this right here. Thank you so much for setting the precedent. So we have a goal that we do now to help us continue to, stay in business, to be honest with you guys, is try to get at least 3 super chats per show, pregame and postgame. So not only did I just get a super chat from one of our loyal members, T. Green. I'm sorry, she's also a member. T. Green just blessed me this Sunday morning with a super chat of $20. Now, this is what I always like to say. They start at 99 cents. So it doesn't matter if you got 99 cents or $99. Each one of those helps us to continue to do what we do. Going to show you what it takes to put on a show, right? I figured that would be a little bonus for you guys today. It's 11 o'clock. I get here to the stadium at about 10 a.m. So when I get here, there's nobody here. And I start to set up all this equipment that – let me see if I can give you guys a little preview of what this equipment looks like. I should have had this planned out before I got on the show. But then we're gonna get rocking and rolling here in just a split second. Let me see. Maybe I'll come back to that. Let's see. Or maybe I don't have to. Yeah, here we go. So here's a few things that go into putting on the show. Now we're going to have, not only we're going to have some little cut-ins to players warming up, but we're also going to have some photographs from our photographer, Patrick Snyder, who's already out here on the field doing his thing. So let me show you what it looks like on Patrick's part. And he doesn't know that this is coming, but I had to catch him in action here because this is awesome stuff, right? Here's our guy, Patrick Snyder. Some of these shots that you're going to be seeing today, oh, it didn't get big. Make this bigger. See if we can make that bigger there. All right. There we go. Sorry, is that a little grainy? Yeah, that's my fault. Patrick would kill me if he saw that. But I want to show you guys a little bit of what goes on into putting in the show. This is our guy, Patrick Snyder. Pre-game, grabbing some shots for us. He has just a few dollars worth of equipment on him, right? So, again, you guys, super chats, cash apps, all those things helps us to do what we do and support not only me that you see here a lot, but this guy right here. And then I got another picture of him. Let's see if this comes up big. It does not come up big for some reason. Let me make it bigger. Appreciate you guys tuning in. I don't know why these are coming out blurry. Oh, that bugs me. But, again, here is our guy, Patrick Snyder. This is our staff photographer doing what he does. And, again, this is pregame. As you see, those stands are empty. There's nobody out on the field. This is part of what goes on to making this show that you guys see. So I appreciate any time that you guys are able to support us, because there's a lot of work and pieces to it. And then also back in Charlotte, we have Hunter Bailey that works managing our posting the pictures from Patrick that comes on the field straight to him in Charlotte. Then he gets them on our social media. And then post-game show, which I hope you guys tune into. Please subscribe, turn on your notifications so you're aware of that. But our post-game show, Hunter Bailey wires a lot of the stuff to my ear about the press conference for Bryce Canales and Bryce Canales. Wow. Dave Canales and Bryce Young. So I want to give a little love to the team that makes everything work. I know, again, most of you guys just see me, but I want to give some love to those and let you guys know why I asked for the support. All right, we're up to 100 people watching. And we also got another super chat, so we need one more. But let me go ahead and get into this other super chat. My man, Ali Bodrick, appreciate you very much. Appreciate you very much for that super chat support. Let's go ahead and also, while I read, let's take a look at this new camera I got set up for you guys. See what kind of view. All right, so there's nothing going on right now. We'll turn this just a little bit this way. There you go. And we'll angle it down a little bit for you guys as well. How about that? All right. So that'll be a new camera that we have set up for you today, give you some action about the game. Let's go ahead and get on into it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Let's go ahead and start with the latest transactions that took place. All right, so these transactions happened yesterday. Carolina Panthers making a couple of moves to get ready for this matchup here against the Atlanta Falcons. They activated linebacker Chris Barnes from the practice squad, so that's part of your standard elevations for week 11. Sorry, you guys may have heard that. I always have to take my drink of water. But then you also have activated safety Israel, and you guys are going to like this. I got my pronunciations right. Israel Mukuamu from the practice squad. So why were those two transactions needed? I'll tell you. So for the linebacker position, we have Trevin Wallace, who we knew was going to be out earlier in the week. So that provides some depth for Trevin Wallace that's obviously going to be out. Today you need some more linebackers in there for some depth in case injuries or something like that happens during the game. And by the way, Coach Dave Canales, this guy loves to try to get every competitive advantage that he can. He didn't even want to say who the person would be wearing the microphone calling the plays for the defense. At first it was Christian Roseboom. Then they got switched over to Trevin. Trevin's out. Claudin Sherlis is going to be in there at that spot. I really don't think – I don't see how there any competitive advantages come from that. But nevertheless, as we find that out, we will share that with you guys. And then the other transaction you had with Israel Mukuamu, well, that's because safety Lathan Ramson had a procedure on his hand earlier this week, actually on Monday. Wasn't able to recover in time to play today, so they need some depth from that safety position as well as on special teams to make up for Lathan Ramson not being in there. So those are your transactions and the reasons for those transactions. All right, let's go ahead and continue to get you up to date. Carolina enters today's matchup 5-5 after a 17-7 loss to the New Orleans Saints last week in Charlotte. On the way here, my photographer said, hey, we always talk a lot, right? He wanted to know my opinion about this game. I said, I feel good about it. He said, well, you felt good about the game last week. I said, I did, and I should have. There was no reason that you should have felt like what happened last week would happen. It happened. Carolina Panthers getting lost last week to the New Orleans Saints, 17-7. So they are 5-5. Facing the Atlanta Falcons today. Atlanta Falcons come in today at 3-6. After a 31-25 loss to the Indianapolis Colts over in, I believe it was Germany. I'm not 100% sure. So touching on that really quick, how do I feel about this game? We're certainly going to get into it a little bit more here as the show goes on, but I like it. Here's what I said before, and I still feel the same way. Anytime Rico Dowdle is your starting running back, I feel like you have a legitimate chance to win. Okay, that's first and foremost. I also like the fact that this week to come to the game, let's look at the past 7 days, right? We played in Charlotte, stayed in Charlotte, and then the guys flew yesterday down to Atlanta, which I'm sure had to be every bit of a 45-minute flight at best, right? pretty easy going. The Atlanta Falcons last week had to fly over to, I believe it was Berlin. I know it was a 9-hour flight, play a game, fly 9 hours back to the United States, not have a bye week, and continue to get ready for the Carolina Panthers. So that doesn't mean, like, absolutely they're going to be dead legs from traveling and all that jazz, but I feel like those little things gives us some advantage. And I think both teams have some motivation, right? Carolina Panthers beat these guys pretty bad back in week 3, 30-0, so I'm sure that is on their mind. But then on the other side, Carolina just got beat. It wasn't a terrible, atrocious score, but it was just like a watch a paint dry kind of game, terrible game to watch. And they want to get back on track, right? A lot of those guys were talking all week in the locker room. That's what we're going to do now is take a look back at what was said in the locker room at Bank of America Stadium leading up to this matchup. Is a lot of those guys weren't too happy. A lot of those guys weren't too happy at all about everything that was going on. I saw that we got one more super chat that came through, so I appreciate that super chat that came through. And give me just a second to continue to work through everything here that I got going with my notes. All right. So what we're going to do now is take a look back at the week. So what I wanted to do this week was find a rookie that I felt like is doing a good job for this team. You know, this rookie class, a lot of the expectations. Every rookie class has them, but this rookie class in particular seems to be the team is dependent on their success more than in years past. Other years you might see like, we'll see if this guy comes on, but we're getting a lot of rookies that are getting some playing time and that are doing good things. So I had a chance to talk with Mitchell Evans in the locker room this week, so I'm going to play that for you guys and share it with you as Mitchell Evans and I reflect on his rookie season, what he's doing good, as well as what he is looking forward to. Let me get that file ready for you guys. All right, here we go. Mitchell Evans.
Yeah, it's been awesome, especially to be part of a rookie class that is expected to kind of help bring this organization the way that we want to go. And there's a lot of, I feel like there's kind of that expectation is for our group right now. I feel like this team is going in a great way, but also for myself, I feel like I'm in a good place right now. And what 5-5,
yeah.
And so it's week 11.
Yeah.
We're about close to the finish of our college season, and my body feels great. So yeah, rookie wall. I'm not there.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak for maybe in the future, a couple of weeks, but right now I feel great. Body feels good. I like how I'm playing right now. I like how I'm contributing to the team. And anyway, if they need me to do more, I'll do more. So.
Are you where you thought you would be at this point?
If I'm being honest, I think I'm a little ahead of where I'd be at, if I'm being honest. So I think I'm playing some pretty good ball right now. And my confidence is up. Our room's confidence is pretty up right now with how we're playing, how they're utilizing us. So I feel pretty good. So
what do you feel like has been the key for you being a little bit ahead of where you thought you may be?
I would just say my personal preparation. I feel like I do pretty well with I picked up a routine pretty fast. Mm-hmm. Just taking tidbits from the older guys and learning what they do and how to study the game, how to take care of your body. So it's week 11. You're gonna have bumps and bruises, but I feel pretty dang good for playing a decent amount of snaps each week. But yeah, I definitely think the older guys helped me establish a routine early. So.
And what are you looking forward to the most this rest of the season?
Just continuing to improve and helping this team in any way we can, or any way I can to improve and get to where we want to go. I never was really the one to have personal accolades because I feel like that kind of takes away from what we're trying to accomplish as a team. So I just want our team to go as far as we can and reach our full potential. That's a Freeman quote, but just to help my team any way I can. So yeah.
All right, so there you guys have it, hearing from Mitchell Evans, rookie tight end, who's been having a really good season for the Carolina Panthers. Sat down with this guy one-on-one earlier in the year. He's always a pleasure to talk to, so hopefully he'll continue to increase his production. Great to hear that he's feeling good. But I do want to pause for a second because you guys were saying that the video was buffering or lagging. All right, so before I go much further, I want to see if you guys still feel like the video, is it lagging or is it up to date? So let me know. I'll kind of stall for a second to start to get some comments from you guys, but I really want to hear that before I get into the show because we've got a lot of great content. We've had some saying that the signal was not looking good, a little buffering, and so if I'd like to hear from at least 3 people that says, yeah, it's good, no buffering, or there's some things that need to be tinkered with and switched. So I know there's probably about a 30-second delay from when I start asking to when you guys see. So let me know. Especially, I'm going to rely on my members as well to chime in and help verify that I'm good before I continue to stroll through the show. What's up, Panthers boy? What's up, Ant for Life? Again, everybody, I will wait about another 30 seconds because I had quite a few comments that said that things were buffering and not good, and I want to make sure that things are great before we continue on with the show, so I'm going to let you enjoy this view here for a second. Give you about 10 more seconds because you guys aren't saying anything, so to me that says that the signal's good. And 5, 4, and 3, 2. All right, so I'm back. So you guys had reported that the signal was going crazy, but nobody said anything during that 2 minutes. So I'm going to assume that we're fine, and we're going to continue to run through things. A lot of guys are asking about, people in the comments asking about inactives. So 2 people that you know that are going to be out today are Ransom and Trevin Wallace. Outside of that, the inactives come out in about 15 minutes. So as soon as those inactives come out, I'll bring that to you, and we'll be able to go through it all. All right? So let's continue to – you guys say it's good now? All right, good. So we're going to keep on rocking and rolling. And again, members, I count on you guys to let me know. I guess maybe there's more than a 30-second delay because that seemed like it was about 2 or 3 minutes for you guys to chime in and let me know that I'm good. But let's go ahead and continue to take a look back at what happened this week in the locker room, what guys are talking about. There you heard from Mitchell Evans. It's another rookie that we got, Tetairoa McMillan, who also talked about his experience so far as a rookie.
Yeah, you obviously get better with experience, and but at the end of the day, I'm just playing football, man. Just trying to do what I can out there, and trying to treat every week the same.
You mentioned it.
So that was just a short clip, but I did want to make sure I shared that with you guys in regards to Tetairoa McMillan and what he's doing. Now, Tetairoa also talked about some things that is a challenge for Bryce Young and this Carolina Panthers team. They have not been able to throw the ball vertical at all. That passing game last week against New Orleans Saints was just, it was bad. It was bad. Now, he certainly made some completions. He certainly made a few attempts down the field. But the big thing is connecting on those passes down the field when you need to. And that is something that Bryce hasn't been doing. And we're going to go ahead and play the clip on Tetairoa's opinion on what this team needs to do to get more vertical attempts with the passing game.
I just think we just got to play a good collective offense. Get the run game going, get the pass game going. So, the defenses that play us got to respect everything that we throw at them. So, I feel like just establishing the run game and just doing what we're supposed to do to open up, other things.
So that was T-Mac saying that, they got to do what they're supposed to do. They got to open up other things. But for me, Chris Jenkins, man of the people, yeah, it's a team game, right? No doubt. You got a lot of people involved, from the plays that are being called, the routes that the guys are running, the protection that you're getting in the ball, right? But I really simplified a lot more than that to say, Bryce, it still bottom line comes down to you. Your passes, your decisions on those passes, they're not always looking crisp. So, but I'm cheering for him, right? I'm not one of the people that's wanting him to succeed, but I'm just calling it like I see it right now. Bryce has really struggled. I'm going to get into some more stats from both the Falcons and the Carolina Panthers, let you guys know more about what to expect in today's matchup. But it's definitely some concerns there. Now, this is the second time that the Carolina Panthers and the Atlanta Falcons are meeting up. They, again, played in Week 3, 30-0. Players comment on the fact that, hey, just because you beat them once does not mean that you're going to easily beat them a second time.
You can't look at it like that because, it's a week-to-week business. The NFL is week-to-week. teams are going to look at what they did the first game. Obviously, it's hard to beat a team twice. So, they're going to look at the stuff they did well and the stuff they didn't do so well in the first game. And we're doing the same thing. So it's just a whole new ballgame.
We had Claude and Shirless said that it happened once, but it's just not nobody's handing out W's here in the NFL, so they're going to have their match work cut out for them. Kickoff is in about an hour and 38 minutes as I see on my countdown timer. So that's your look back at the week in the locker room, players and coaches talking about this matchup here for the Atlanta Falcons. And what time we got here? 11:21. So we have the inactives that are coming out in about 9 minutes. So meanwhile, I'm going to show you guys a few Charlotte Vibe exclusive perks. Again, if you're watching and you have not hit that like button, please do so. It really helps the channel continue to grow. I know a lot of people see people every time I travel talk about the channel and want to see us grow. I appreciate the support tremendously, and everybody can help. Just hit that like button. It'll continue to help us grow. Subscribe if you have not, and if you enjoy the content. Again, this is content that you're seeing here live, video, pregame on the field. You're not going to see it anywhere else. I can promise you that because I can see everybody on the field right now, and unless you're watching, let's see, WSOC or Carolina Sports Live on TV, you're not going to see anybody broadcasting live from the field. So help support us whenever you can. Here are some bonus clips for you guys today. Give you a sense of what's going on. There is your guy, Chuba Hubbard, pregame, warming up. Looking pretty cool, right? I don't know why he decided to wear some sunglasses today during warm-ups, but he did. He put on his sunglasses today for warm-ups. And then, oh, wow. Look at this. They open up the roof, and there's Bryce Young warming up. And I have to say, oh, wow, because I was talking with somebody else in the media, and we were talking about how they never have the stadium open. And she said that she would like to see it open. Here it is. It's opened. And I did not even see that thing opening up. I do remember it getting much brighter in here at one point, but I didn't look up. So, again, we're at 43 likes. I need 7 more. Keep getting those likes going, guys. This is great content that you have here at Charlotte Vibe, and we're going to continue to break down this game for you. Some awesome photographs right there. Let's go ahead and look at the current standings in the NFC South. Here we go. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the top at 6-3. We're chasing them. We could be much closer. Carolina Panthers there in second place at 5-5. The Atlanta Falcons in third place at 3-6. And then you have the New Orleans Saints at 2-8. And yeah, you look at that and you kind of be like, oh man, it was so close. We could be a lot closer. Why are we not closer? Well, we lost our game last week. All right, let's go ahead and start to break down this game a little bit more. Again, thank you guys for continuing to support the channel. Let me know the audio's good, lighting's good, and all that good jazz. I'm still like bummed that I didn't know that they're opening the roof. Here's another look in at the players warming up. Figure you guys would appreciate. Give me a thumbs up even if you just like that second cam that we added to the broadcast for today. I think it's pretty cool that we were able to get that. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. All right, let's come back to me. And let's go ahead and start to break down these stats for today, starting with the offensive side of the ball. So, again, your Carolina Panthers are 5-5, Atlanta Falcons 3-6. Let's look at the things that the Panthers do well. We'll look at the things that the Falcons do well, and then we'll talk about a little bit more detail from that. As I glance over this, here's obviously our strong point, right? You see this rushing offense, we're 8th, 133 yards. That's because of Rico Dowdle. And Rico did not have a good game last week as the Saints said, we know what you want to do. We know what your game is. It's running the ball, and we're going to stop you. And they did. So, obviously, something that you're going to be looking at today is will the Atlanta Falcons try to do the same thing that the New Orleans Saints did to us last week. Now, I think they will try some of it, but I think your personnel still decides whether or not a coach may feel confident enough to take an approach like that. But I also feel like this. Dave Canales knows last week what happened. Everybody knows clearly what happened. So I can't say that he has the resources that he may want to completely fix that this week from what happened last week, but I certainly say he has a few things that he can try this week that he wasn't able to do last week because that just happened to this team. Now then we have that's really our thing, right? Rushing. Everything else is not as great. Total offense, 27th. Yards per play, 30th. Points, 28th. So I'm going to talk about a few of these things, right? Right now, Bryce Young has been under 200 yards passing a lot this year. A lot. And here's something that I know you guys like. So I'm an authentic guy, transparent guy. I know that's why a lot of people tune in. It's like Bryce Young's family just walked by and said hello. So one of the things you got to do in the media is be a professional, right? Hey, Bryce Young's parents, good to see you. And now I'm talking about some of your performance of yourself. Like, but it is what it is. I got to be true to you guys, true to media coverage. I thought you'd laugh at that little bit of information. But Bryce has been under 200 yards passing a lot this year. So that is something that he needs to improve upon to continue to give us a chance to grow as a team. And then, look, you see those points per game that I just said? 28th at 17.7. All right. Well, here's a problem with that. We have not scored over 17 points in 4 straight games. We've been lucky, right? We know that. Our defense has been the reason that we've been able to win against Green Bay and then against the Jets within the 4-game period, right? And then we weren't able to hold on and do anything against the Buffalo Bills, and we still had a very good chance to win last week against the New Orleans Saints. But we're not scoring enough points. It's Bryce not getting the ball down the field when we need to do other things. And it doesn't always hurt us, right? Again, as long as like a good run game can fix a lot of mistakes. So if Rico runs for 200 yards, yeah, you could pass for 80 yards maybe, right? Especially if he's running as dominant as he has, where even you're not even getting into a 3rd and long, a 3rd and 7, 3rd and 5. And if you do, Rico has been getting that yardage. But when he's not, and then you have to pass for 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7, that's where we struggled and have not been able to put up points in recent games. All right, and then let's go on the other side of the offense, talking about the Atlanta Falcons. They do not have any top 10 rankings except for sacks allowed. So that's good to be able to get in some sacks. But here's a few things about this Falcons offense. And last week they played, and again, I think it was Berlin. In that matchup in Berlin, Drake London led the team, 104 yards, so we got to watch out for him on the offensive side for the Atlanta Falcons. Bijan has been a little bit of hit or miss lately. He has not been like the knockout. Now, I'm not saying like he's washed up by any means. I'm just saying the recent performance by Bijan hasn't been crazy good, but obviously you got to watch out for that guy because he could pop off at any time. But he did have a good game last week against the Indianapolis Colts in that game, rushing for, I believe, around 90 yards. And Tyler Algier, their running back duo, he's been doing pretty good and steady. And then that first game that we played against the Falcons, we were able to stuff their tight end who was starting to do pretty good in that first half and shut him down in the second half. So I would say on the offensive side that tip goes to the Carolina Panthers. Now we're going to jump on over to the defensive side. By the way, we did get a super chat. We're up to 4 super chats. And I really would like one more super chat from you guys to get to 5. If you don't mind, continue to break this down. Let's go ahead and take a look over on the defensive side. And, again, this is where the Carolina Panthers have been able to stay in games by far. On the offensive side, it's been the rushing. And then on the defensive side, it's just been shutting teams down, not allowing many points at all. 3 of the past 4 games, we've held them to under 18 points. That's going to give you a chance to win a lot of time. 3 of the last 4 games, under 18 points, we've held the opponents. That's good. Also, don't want to jinx it, but we've not allowed a touchdown in the first quarter all season long. First time that's happened in many years for this team, but that also gives you a good chance to win. So if you don't allow a touchdown in the first quarter, which we've been doing, and then you put something on the board, hopefully more than a field goal, but at least a field goal, That's how this team has been like taking some steps. And you want to give them a little grace that they are still young. It still is just the second year under head coach Dave Canales, and you just want to continue to see some progression. Last week we saw a big step back. Want to continue to see some progression. But let's take a look at this defensive side. Total defense 16th. And red zone percentage top 10. That is really good. I know last week we were holding the Saints in the red zone 0 of 2. So that's pretty good. And points per game, that's come down to 12th because, as I just mentioned, these past 4 games, nobody scored over 18 points. And we're doing pretty fair in interceptions with 12. Red zone, again, that's big because we have, as some people have described it, the bend but don't break under Ivero. Bend but don't break, meaning, okay, they might get past midfield. All right, they might get 30-yard line. They may be right behind me here in the red zone. But that's where we're not going to break. We're not going to break and let them score once they get in the red zone. That's been something pretty helpful. We just got another super chat. So let me give you guys a little of this right here. A little round of applause. And then for the super chats, we're going to give you guys, again, a little bonus look in at the players warming up here at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Again, if you're enjoying these views, smash the like button. Give me some love so I can continue to do what I do, bring you guys this exclusive footage here on NFL Sunday, Carolina Panthers and Atlanta Falcons. Now let's finish looking at the other side of the defense. Let's look at the Atlanta Falcons and their defense. Total defense is 10th. So actually the Atlanta Falcons have a pretty respectable defense. When I say pretty respectable, they also have, should see Tedero McMillan coming in the screen here. So I'm going to leave this view up here for a second while I talk to you guys. But when you have a pretty good defense, you're doing some things right and great. And so one of those things, let's see if I can get my guy Dan Morgan to give me a handshake as he walks by. You're going to see Brant Tillis walk by me here in just a second. I'm going to stay focused, though, on the content that I have going on with you guys. When you have a good defense like they have, you're doing some things good. And one of those things that they're doing well is they blitz a lot. They are a very blitz-heavy team, this Atlanta Falcons group is. And you see here in sacks, this shows it right here. You see this stat? They have 29 sacks on the season. They are 5th overall with that. And that's how you win some ball games, with that defense right there. Let me see if I can come back to my camera here. Got a lot going on here as the players are now, I'm sorry, not the players, the fans are now allowed to come in here. But you got the defense for the Falcons that are doing some good things with those sacks. And here's something that's unfortunate. Let's see if I can get to it really quick. Bryce Young is currently the second worst with heavy pressure from the blitz. You know, when you're sending 5 or more, he is currently the second worst QB in the NFL with success in that manner. So I feel like they have an opportunity to win today. I do feel good about this game today, but they obviously have some things that will be challenging them with the fact on how this Atlanta Falcons team plays, with the fact that they want to get that revenge. And they're a pretty solid defense. Let me go through a few other things here for you guys. With this defense, you got fumbles recovered, being 5th with the fumbles recovered. So that's something, you know, hopefully Bryce does not turn the ball over early, which is something that has happened. And that preserves us with the opportunity to continue to do well in the game. Interceptions, they get them. So I know somebody the other day said that they're concerned about Jesse Bates, safety for the Atlanta Falcons. Yeah. He gives other teams an opportunity to get that. So just play some good ball. Canales has done a really good job with his scripted plays to start the game. So as long as that happens again today, put them in opportunities to protect the ball, to move the ball down the field, take some shots, kind of keep the Atlanta Falcons on their heel, keep them guessing a little bit about what's happening. And I like our chances quite a bit here. Let's go ahead and take a look over at the special teams part of everything. So special teams is something that I am new at giving you guys. I'll just let you soak it in here. Top 10, both teams pretty good at penalties committed, 3rd and 4th respectfully. But I'll let you guys digest that. And then I think by now we should have the inactives that are out. So I'm going to switch over to that here. Get these inactives. Got over 200 people watching. Thank you guys so much. Hey, as I get these inactives ready, give me a moment. I'm going to give you guys, again, another view on the game action while I go to get these inactives ready, which I think should be out by now. So enjoy some sights. Appreciate all the comments. We're up to 6 super chats. I appreciate you guys so much with the super chats. It is really, really helpful. So most of these are not a surprise, but I am getting this together for you guys. Keep hitting that like button while you enjoy this view as I get this together for you guys. We are about to be going over the inactives here in just a second. All right, about 10 more seconds. I'm going to have these inactives on the screen. We're going to digest it all, talk about the impact of it all. All right, almost ready. And here we go. Without further ado, here are your inactives for today. Carolina Panthers versus the Atlanta Falcons, Week 11. Wide receiver Hunter Renfrow is inactive today. That's just not a surprise, right? Jimmy Horn Jr. has been coming in there doing his thing. Safety Lathan Ramson, he's been out, so that's no surprise that he is inactive. Linebacker Trevin Wallace, no surprise, he is inactive. Center Nick Samac. Defensive tackle Jarrett Harrison Hunt. Tight end James Mitchell. Defensive tackle Cam Jackson. Again, Hunter Renfrow, Lathan Ramson, Trevin Wallace, Nick Samac, Jarrett Harrison Hunt, James Mitchell, and Cam Jackson are all inactive for today. No surprises in that group right there. Now, in place of linebacker Trevin Wallace being out, as we all knew and thought would be, it has been confirmed now that Claudin Sherrillis will start for Trevin Wallace. Claudin Sherrillis will start for Trevin Wallace, and it has not been announced yet who's going to be the Mike linebacker, guy with the walkie-talkie. And that also means that this list that I shared with you guys here earlier, which is our activations, means that both linebacker Chris Barnes will be active today, and safety Israel Mukuomo will be active as well, I'm sure contributing on the special teams side of things. All right, we'll continue to work through this today. And we got just a few more bits of information, then I'm going to try to jump to you guys' questions that may be coming in here as well. Also got some more photographs, so let's get these photographs in here as well for you guys. Got another great picture of my guy Bryce Young looking focused. Like it's all on this guy right here, right? So again, shout outs to my guy Patrick Snyder providing these photographs for us. But here's Bryce Young pregame warming up. See there as he does well. Sent to place with that Atlanta Falcons logo in there. Bryce, we're counting on you, Bryce. Bryce, we need you today. We need you today. All right, let's get to some of these super chats as well, because you guys help us do what we do, help us be on air, help us travel and cover this team. So super chats are always needed, welcomed. Let's go through them. All right, so super chats we got. Again, we had T. Green, Ali Bodrick earlier, and I don't think I touched on this one. So Ant for Life, keep pounding, Panthers Nation. Love your new camera angle on the field shots. Thank you so much. I try to do what I try to do. You can't be mad at the people and not give the people what they want, right? So thank you for that. We'll continue to do that as we can. And you guys, super chats, cash apps, those things help us to be able to get this equipment and do the things that we do. So thank you so much, Ant for Life, for your support. Hey, Chris, how much you need? So San Fran is officially not possible at this point due to we made some progress, but unfortunately we will not be able to make it out to San Francisco. But good news, I'm not going to make it, but our photographer, Patrick Snyder, will make it. So the show will still have a good blended feel of being there live in action in San Francisco, as well as covering things here from the studio. Well, not here, but back in the studio in Charlotte as well. So thank you, Ant for Life, for all the support that you have done and helping us do that. Stream quality equals 100. Love the new camera angle. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Jester, not a member. Thanks for all that you do. Keep pounding. Appreciate you tuning in, Jester. Thank you so much. My camera angle probably is going to be blocked here in a second from people being in the way, so I may have to change it. But Jester, thank you so much. And then we also have a super chat from Chance Hines. Great job, Chris. I love the content as always. Hey, I appreciate you as always. And let's see if we can get this. Yeah, we're going to have to change this camera angle just a little bit due to some people coming in. So we'll do that there. Sorry about my big hand that just jumped in there. There we go. All right, so there's your updated angle. There you go, there you go, there you go. So we'll flash back and forth between that as well. All right, let's go ahead and get into some more of these comments and make sure I give you guys everything from the game. Yeah, that is most of our updates. So speaking of rookies, because I touched on the Mitchell Evans interview earlier that I had a chance to share with you guys. Nick Scorton has been doing an outstanding job for this Carolina Panthers team on defense. So him and Trevin, right? So we will absolutely miss Trevin. But you got Claude, who's been in this system for a while, that is being coached by Evero. You got some good leaderships on this team, so hopefully he'll be able to come in and plug and play really good in absence of Trevin. And then you'll have Nick Scorton continue to do what Nick does. He's been getting pressure. I think for the past 5 games, Nick has been able to get some really good pressures on opposing quarterbacks, which is something that we have been missing. You know, that helps the whole team out, right? It helps Derek Brown out. It helps Mike Jackson and J.C. Horn out. I got some sacks last week as well. So continue to look for Nick Scorton to do his thing with that pressure. He has right now a streak of 5 games getting pressure on the quarterback. So that's something good, something that we need to continue. I also want to give a little shout out to our guy, another rookie that's doing some things, Tedderald McMillan, who's currently second in the league with catches at 46 and has just over 600 yards. So certainly just on the cusp of will he or won't he get to 1,000 yards on the season. We'll see. We'll see. Let me see if there's any other sites behind me that I can share with you guys before we wrap up and get out of here. Oh, let's see. I know you guys love the new angle. You didn't want to see all that. Let's see. All right. All right, so here's something that we'll do for you guys. Sorry for the shakiness here, but you have some players over there that are signing autographs. You got Jalen Coker over there, who actually is taking a picture. This guy standing right in front. You can't see him. And then you have Chuba Hubbard as well signing some autographs. So fans getting some love. You guys can give me some love with the likes as well for sharing this content with you guys. All right, so let's get back to spend the rest of this time going over some comments, seeing what you guys have to say, questions you may have about this game. So that's why we go live, is to interact with you guys and have some fun. So here we go. Look through some of these comments. We got one of our members in here, Jamie Earl. Appreciate you, Jamie, for being a member. Thank you so much. Help us do what we do here and covering this team. So thank you very, very much. Let's be honest, Trevin ain't good. We need a good linebacker beside Rosebone. So in regards to, let's see, get some bonus coverage of Xavier Leggett. He's to my left, but I'm not sure I can get him on camera for you guys. But in terms of Trevin, Trevin, by the way, yeah, he is he's had some moments, right? He's still just in his second year, so he's not like an established veteran that has been playing forever. He's been good. Like I said, he got some pressures last week with Nick Scorton. Those two were the ones that got in there and got some sacks. So he's not a Luke Kuechly, but he's certainly been doing well. He's been doing well. Any big injuries for the Atlanta Falcons? Be honest with you, I didn't do my research on that. I haven't heard that there have been, so I don't have anything to report there. I also want to share with you guys another photograph here from our big photographer, Patrick Snyder, as we have our starting wide receiver, Teteroa McMillan, warming up. Nice little catch there. Nice little photograph from Patrick Snyder as well. All right, let me continue to work through everything here. Hey, Panther Pickle, my guy. Correct, Bryce hasn't developed, but neither are our coaches on offense. So let me quickly, I'm going to come to this question. I thought there were going to be some things that I wanted to share with you guys, but I think I'm going to have to come back to it because I want to make sure I answer this question here. David Tepper is also right around me here. So, Panther Pickle, like the coach, I think the coaches have been developing. You know, to me, you can't say that a coach like Dave Canales is not developing because he has had theories, he's had things that he's wanted to do that he's stuck by, and they didn't work. And instead of being stubborn and let the whole year go by before he makes a change, he's make changes in season. I think the biggest one of those that you could talk about of recent is Rico Dowdle and Chuba Hubbard. You know, he was insistent that Chuba's the guy that he likes mixing up the backs like he was. And then he went 2 games without Rico, and he made the switch. And he has Chuba now on the bench and Rico being your guy, your workhorse. So, you know, and there's been other things that he do, and I feel like he's still continuing to make progress, right? That's what I like. That's what I appreciate about Dave. I don't think that he's going to be perfect in his year 2, but I want to see him continue to learn and then make changes, and I feel like we're seeing that. Same thing with Evero. This defense was not good. They've continued to move up and have some really, really respectable performances. I read a stat just a minute ago. Past 4 games, holding teams under 18 points. That's the only reason that we've had chances to win these games. Well, I can't say that's the only reason. That reason of the defense putting the clamps down on other opposing offenses, along with Rico Dowdle having the games that he's had, that's the only reason that we've been given opportunities. It hasn't been because we've had other things like our passing game evolve. So appreciate the comment, though. Very much appreciate the comment there from you, Panther Pickle. Oh, you guys said Dan was behind me? Yeah, sorry I missed that. Trying to get to as many questions as I can before I get out of here. I'll see if there's any other action going on behind me as I continue to – oh, nope, nothing much there. Got some more photographs for you guys, which is always awesome. Jalen Coker, pregame warming up. Send me your question, guys. We got about 10 more minutes that I can stay online here and taking your question. But there is our guy, Jalen Coker. And let me just go ahead and ask for it right now. I need 16 more likes. I want to get to 100. Once I get to 100, I'll be a happy guy. But there's Jalen Coker warming up. Again, another great photograph from our photographer, Patrick Snyder. You don't get this content from anywhere else. You know, I'm going to share with you guys the inactives for the Atlanta Falcons as well. So give me just a moment for that. All right, just a moment. Getting some information for you guys. So for the Atlanta Falcons, they did have Drake London. That's the biggest name that was dealing with an injury. I'm sorry, with an illness. And you had Felipe Franks as well that was not in the best of health all week. But I do have the inactives for the Atlanta Falcons that I'm going to share with you guys as well. Let's see what we got here. So the Atlanta Falcons inactives read as follows. cornerback D. Alford, cornerback Mike Hughes, inside linebacker Josh Woods, edge rusher Leonard Floyd, guard Matthew Bergen, defensive lineman Elijah Garcia, and then defensive lineman Zach Harrison. So chance that will give me a chance to answer your question about the injuries. Again, Drake London was dealing with the illness. Felipe Franks was dealing with something else as well. Both of those guys are cleared. And I'll read this list for you guys one more time. You just got cornerback D. Alford, Mike Hughes, inside linebacker Josh Woods, edge Leonard Floyd, guard Matthew Burton, defensive lineman Elijah Garcia, and Zach Harrison that are inactive for the Atlanta Falcons. All right. Let's continue to work through these questions. Again, I like this. Appreciate you guys interacting with me today. So here's again the format for today. Right now, this is the pregame show that we're going to wrap up. Again, I'm going to take as many questions as I can before I get out of here and go up to the press box. But once the game starts, just make sure you jump on over to Twitter. We'll be giving you updates as well as images during the game, throughout the game, as well as if there's any injuries. That's really what I like to point out to people. If there's an injury, we get that information before they do on television a lot of time. So we'll get that information out to you guys. And then immediately following the game, I'll be back on the field and wrapping up the game with stats, press conferences from both Dave Canales as well as stats from Dave Canales. I'm sorry, press conference from Dave Canales as well as Bryce Young. We'll also have some information that comes out of the locker room about what players are saying there. And hopefully, I'm hoping that we're going to be talking about a victory. So make sure you set your notifications for that, and that takes place generally about 20 to 30 minutes after the game. I'll be live back on the field answering those questions. We did get up to 100 likes, so I got to celebrate, got to show the love, got to thank you guys for that. Charlotte Vibe, continuing to grow with your support. Thank you. We got just about an hour and 7 minutes till kickoff, and I'm going to spend the last 5 minutes going over some of your comments. Oh, Panther Pickle. So it looks like I've been missing Panther Pickle. Go at it. Let me go ahead and go over this. I don't think that Canales is the quarterback whisperer. People say he is. He's never developed a rookie quarterback. So I hear you. I hear you on that. If he's the whisperer, then he should have had Bryce Young fixed by now. And he has not had Bryce Young fixed by now. Sorry, it's one distracting thing about being in Atlanta. I'm going to show you guys a view really quick here. That's what's around me. Is in Atlanta at 11:30, the fans can come around you. So there's, like, at times literally people 2 inches away from me. I'm trying to elbow them to keep doing the show. And then there's, of course, a lot of celebrities that go by. And so you instinctively want to say, hey, but you're on air and you can't. So let me give you guys a few quick camera views, and then I'm going to go back to finishing answering that from Panther Pickle. So here's our other camera angle here with the guys warming up, doing their thing. And then here, I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like immediately around me. So this is immediately around me, as you see. I'll try to hold this as steady as can be, but there's not a lot of room. Lots of people. Sorry about that. Just whisk you back. Let me come back to my main camera here. Sorry. If Dave Canales was a quarterback whisperer, but here's the thing, right? He benched Bryce Young last year because he couldn't get him to where he is. So even if you're the whisperer, that doesn't mean that you're going to fix everything. It means that you're going to do what you can to get the most out of that person. And I think that Dave Canales, my independent opinion, is just a little stuck at what he wants to do or what he can do with Bryce. People have talked about his confidence. I don't know what you want to call it, confidence. But it's just he's not where he needs to be at this point in his career. And you certainly hope that at any point he'll start to pick that up and things will get better for him. I didn't realize I switched off to that camera. See if I can get to a few more before I get out of here. Send your questions in. All I want for Christmas is a QB. So this has been the popular topic all week, is our quarterback Bryce Young, what to do with him. Is he the solution? Here's what I feel as of today, week 11, November the 16th for the Carolina Panthers, right, is that with Bryce Young, that it should be one of those things where we get some competition for him, right? I don't think that you'll want to let go of Bryce for many reasons. Number one, he has a cheap contract in terms of quarterbacks, right? Keep him around, see what happens. I don't think it's easy to just say I'm going to draft a quarterback, because then you get into some randomness. For me, what I would like to see is just a true competition. I don't have the resources that the Panthers have to have scouts and know all the quarterbacks that are out there that might be free agents and know all the quarterbacks that may be becoming eligible for the NFL draft. But I'm just 100% all for getting a quarterback competition for Bryce. And it could be something that's not, a sure shot, hey, this guy's going to be better. But just a competition and see where they go and evaluate things at that point. That's where I feel like it should go. I'd like to see two guys in OTAs, training camp, and then see who prevails. Now, unfortunately, I just got a note that my computer is low on energy, but we're also right at the end of the show. All right, so I'm going to give you guys the last view here of the field and everything that's going on. But unfortunately, it looks like most of the guys have left the field, so there's no point in doing that. So again, I'll say thank you guys so much for tuning in. Best pregame show there is. Hit that like button. If you're watching the rebroadcast, please hit the like button, leave a comment, help other Carolina Panther fans find out about the channel. 20 minutes to 30 minutes after the game, you'll see me live again on the field, wrapping up the show, telling you everything that I saw, breaking things down, hopefully telling you about Bryce Young throwing some dimes to T-Mac, Xavier Legette, who's been, he's been absent. Xavier Legette has been absent, really, really underperforming this year. That's concerning at this point. Jalen Coker trying to get involved, but then you can kind of go back and say, well, our quarterback needs to get into it. But then you can say, well, but our head coach said that he wants everything to go through Tedero McMillan. So that's where Panther Pickle was talking about Coach Dave Canales and said, well, yeah, he has his thoughts and his theories, and then we've got to see if he changes, right? Canales has said that he wants things to go through a number one guy. He likes that. But one thing that has also been happening with T-Mac is that he'll have a good first half. They go inside, people do at halftime, they make adjustments. And then they come out and T-Mac does not do much in the second half. It's a very big dramatic difference between T-Mac in the first half, T-Mac in the second half. You can't put that all on T-Mac. Maybe you can't put that all on Bryce, because maybe the plays are called where his first read, his second read are guys that T-Mac, he's covered. This guy, he's, and now you're just trying to do whatever you can. So we'll continue to watch. We'll continue to monitor. Thank you all for your support. Live from Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, I am Chris Jenkins from Charlotte Vibe. See you all shortly.